Hi, everybody. What if everyone made decisions based on your vision? That's what we're going to be talking about in the vision building workshop. This is all about coming up with the ways of communicating that vision and getting alignment around it. As Jim Collins, one of our favorites, says, building a visionary company requires 1% vision and 99% alignment. So this is all going to be about getting to alignment. And that's really the reason you're going to take this workshop, is when you're really trying to get to alignment across your whole organization and all your stakeholders. So this really speaks to our concept of compartmentalizing. So we're focusing on vision here. These are trying to get to the enduring truths of our business, where we're going, what we think is most important, who are the right kinds of people to have in our business. We'll see how the tools play out there. Then we have other workshops for developing strategy and execution, then another one for just dealing with people, because that's where people tend to make most mistakes. The vision building menu. These are the tools we're going to probably put in place as you take this workshop. Once again, reminder, you take the workshop as many times as you want once you've paid for it. And you can work through these as they become really important. And we'll talk a little bit about when they become important here in a minute. The core values, this is a set of attributes to the people that you want to bring into your organization. These are your, what we call hell yes people. These are ones that really going to help drive your success because they're aligned to how you think about work, how you think about getting things done, how you communicate, and most importantly, they're hopefully aligned to your vision. Then there's talk about focus filters. These are a range of tools, and we're going to show you which ones we're going to focus on here that help everyone understand where we're focused and what we're filtering out. So it's so important, especially early days, to make sure that we are doing the right things and not doing the wrong things. That tends to be where things break down. We're all going slightly different directions. We want to avoid that. So once you get alignment, we have to have focus filters. Hey, we all agree for right now, we're working on this. And all these things might change a little bit over time, especially if you're at really early stages in your organization, because you're going to learn things. But eventually, these all become things that are pretty stable for a long, long time. The BHAG, this is a Jim Collins concept. We will probably refer to it most as the CAG, or the compelling audacious goal, because big, hairy, audacious goal, as Jim Collins used to say, is funnier, but it's not necessarily more clear. Compelling audacious goal, that's really the idea here of having a goal out there, something that has real definition to it. This is like something we're going to try to accomplish by this date certain in the future. That really gives everyone alignment, and it challenges us to stay focused, right? Because as one of our favorite people says, 10x is easier than 2x to really focus you down on what's really important. So we're looking for that 10x goal, that BHAG, that compelling audacious goal, everyone aligned, and then the go-to-market strategy. And this isn't our full marketing strategy. This is just the parts we want everyone to be crystal clear on. These are the target market customers we're going after. This is what they're going to find value about us. And this is the journey we're going to take them on to becoming great customers. And then maybe also have a guarantee or a promise. So let's look a little bit more at when you need the vision building workshop. When you need to align the team. So sometimes it goes without saying. You've got a couple of founders. We know exactly where we want to go. You've talked about it a lot. Then as you get at a couple more people, you start to find that, hey, we're not necessarily all pulling the same direction in a very easy and obvious, fluid way. And that's when it's time to really start having these discussions and get really clear about, okay, this is where we're focused on, right? Remind each other on a regular basis. This is where we're going, and this is how we're going to get there. You probably don't want to hire a whole lot of people until you've done the core values part of this work. Because here's the thing, you have core values, whether you admit them or not, whether you've been intentional about them or not, and that will define your culture. So the sooner you get to the place where you have some way of filtering out the wrong people, not the bad people, they could be great people, they have amazing resumes, but they don't necessarily belong here. Those bad hires are one of the things that will crush you in the early days. So let's make sure we bring in only the people that really align with how we think about work and what we think is important and how we communicate. Marketing and product developing, that's time when you really want to get real focused on, and everyone agreed on, what's important about the target market, how do we define them, and we'll show you a little bit more about that in a second, and how we're going to communicate to them, what's the most important value statements here. Once again, this is about clarity and alignment. That keeps everyone really rowing in the same direction. And if you're going to go out and get some VC money, you want to build the perfect VC pitch deck, we'll have some examples for you to pick from. They all pretty much take you on the same journey. Like, this is where we see in the future. This is who we're going to go after. This is what we think is important to them. So this will be important for all that. So the focus filters, this concept is played out in all the different operating systems. They all have different components I think are truly important, they're central to building a great company. I'm not arguing against any of those, but we've just picked a handful of them that we think are critically important in the early days of an organization. The industry and niche, you got to be really clear about where you're playing, and that's going to help you understand better the economics of your business, whether you're doing pretty well against them in terms of EBITDA and things like that. That's all stuff we handle in other workshops. But being really clear about where you're operating will help you as you communicate to other people about what you're doing and why. And all your stakeholders will want to know that. The purpose, passion, or just cause, these are a number of ways you're talking about that essential vision component that is like really why we exist. We have to be pretty clear on that because that's going to help us find the right people. Hey, do you want to come help us go do this amazing things for these people? And the right people are going to say, heck yeah, I want to be part of that. It also will help you align better with all your stakeholders and even with some customers. Like, hey, I believe in your passion. I believe in your just cause. I want to support you. Your ideal customer and unique value proposition, those are both really about, let's get really clear about who we're trying to serve and what they're going to find valuable about our product or service. The more we can do that, the faster we can go about at least learning whether we're right or wrong. And then you can have multiple ideal customers with different unique value props. That's not a problem, but getting good at being very clear about that and then saying, yep, that's going to work, or no, it's not in the early days is critically important. And like I say, core values, you really have to figure this figured out. If you're going to add people beyond your founders, talk about something called the founding 15. You have some grace in that period where most people you're going to be bringing on are going to be true believers. They believe in you. They believe in your vision if you're communicating it well. But the sooner you get to a point where saying, hey, this is how we behave inside the organization. This is how we communicate inside the organization, and define that, codify that in some core values, the sooner you're going to have real clarity on who are the right people for your organization and not bring on some of those people that aren't. I wanted to give you a little more sense of what the ideal customer definition looks like: geographics, demographics, psychographics, and triggers. Those are the four components. Because I want to get very, very crystal clear on a very tiny focus. This is where I'm going to go try to crack into the market. I'm going to do specifically well because people in this geography, yeah, but I can serve people all over the galaxy. Doesn't matter. Let's really focus on the city and try to really make an impact there. Demographics, you can be really clear about how big the companies are that we're really going to serve well. You'll take other customers, sure. We'll call those pearls on the beach. They show up and they want what you've got. You're not going to have to modify it at all. You take that revenue all day long. But the ability to say, I'm not going to go and find customers that are just anywhere. I'm going to find customers that really fit this because I think I can serve them particularly well. Psychographics, what do they value? Let's be really clear about that because that really helps us understand how to communicate to them. And the triggers, what are those events that happen in their life cycle or the bad things that happen to them that say that's the moment I want to swoop in there because they're going to really understand my value prop when I do that, or they're not even going to want to talk to me until this happens, right? So if you know that and can say that out loud, every one of your stakeholders will benefit, including everyone in your organization. All right. So remember, register for FirstOS. There's lots of free stuff in there. We'll keep you updated and hope you join us in one of the workshops.